It is once again your best friend Justin from J Master Productions. We are back once again. Excuse me for not making a video in some time. I've been quite busy in my personal life. I know my last video I had a special guest, Jason Voorhees, for the Halloween video, and he left his mask right here. He left me a little gift. It's his official mask that he wears in the movies, so I'm very, very pleased that he left this souvenir for me. Let's get right into it here. Today, I don't necessarily just want to talk about politics and everything that's going on. I want to talk about people. I want to talk about where people's heads are at because people really need to get their freaking heads out of their ass. I am turning 29 very soon in these next couple months. And I can't help but notice that people my age are like their heads are just not where it should be at. I'm seeing grown ass men comparing themselves to other people, talking behind other people's backs, smiling in your face, and then saying something bad about you to another person. It's just really weird behavior when we're this old, pushing 30. It's really weird that people still want to keep some sort of image as if they're in high school. It's really weird that people want to post social media pics and act like their life is so amazing and only express the good things that's going on and how some people still haven't done anything with their lives. You know, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I really truly have. I've made mistakes at my jobs. I've made mistakes with the law, man's law. I still make mistakes today. I have my own personal issues. I have issues that I need to work on myself. I'm not perfect. I don't have everything figured out. But if there's something that I'm not, and it's ignorant. That's what I am not. I am not ignorant. I am someone who has gone down the rabbit hole for the past 8 years now. I am someone who has tried his best to educate himself on what's really taking place. And you know what? I have better solutions than all these politicians out here. I have better solutions than your average everyday person. Even though my solutions might sound crazy and just really far fetched, um, they're more logical and they're more rational because they're actually going to fix stuff. You see, people want to think that they can work around the system and become financially free, or that they're going to somehow escape the matrix and they can go hide and start a community out in the middle of nowhere, and that the government somehow, some way isn't going to come after them. People's minds are not where they should be at. People think that what I talk about is conspiracy. People think that they can vote their way out of the messes that we're in. It's really funny, the uproar with this new guy that came in, right, for the mayor of New York City, Zorhan, and then this lady right here, the one who came in, Sherry, whatever her name is. Because I don't give a shit about politics, and excuse my language, but I don't give a shit about politics. I don't vote. I've never once voted in an election. A lot of people will get mad about that and say, what the hell am I doing, right, for my community? This is what I'm doing for my community. On my YouTube channel, on all my social media pages, I put myself out there to spread a message of truth because, like I was saying earlier, all people do on social media is post pictures and TikToks, right? They could be 30 years old and posting as if they're friggin' 15 years old of them dancing, stupid shit, reposts of other people's stuff. No one even talks on their social media page. If anything, they'll post maybe something political and then write a couple sentences of their little 2 cents, even though it's just regurgitated nonsense that we've already heard on mainstream media. You see, people's heads are not where they should be at. People, they'll hear what I say. I could show them the source of what I say. I could show them all the proof in the world. This is why I don't make these fancy documentaries or do what I used to do like 5 years ago when I used to show all these sources, right? Because it doesn't really matter. People want to be the arbiters of truth. People don't want to believe the truth. People are making a conscious decision to look at something, whether you have sources or not, no matter how much sense you make of it, and they still want to say to themselves, oh, that's not true. And the reason why they say that is because they don't want it to be true. It's like if I told you 2 plus 2 was 5, and then everyone around me is like, no, 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 it's 4. But I'm telling you, no, 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 I want it to be 5. I might even acknowledge that it's 4, but I don't want it to be 4. I want it to be 5. And I lived my life thinking 2 plus 2 is 5. That's what people's mentality is when it comes to truth and these politicians and all these issues that are caused. Because everything is artificial. Nothing of what you see going on right now is organic. The wars going on in the world, the stuff, who gets put in political power, the stuff with immigration, the digital ID stuff going on. These are all part of a much bigger agenda that people just can't understand because, again, politicians have made everything political. Every issue in this world has been politicized, excuse me. So if you take a certain side or you have a certain take, people are going to automatically put you in one of two categories, blue or red, Democrat or Republican, right? Those are really the two sides. But what if there's a third side? You see, people don't think about these things. There's not just Coke or Pepsi when it comes to soda, right? There's not just Coke or Pepsi. What if you want Sprite? What if you want root beer? What if you want orange soda, right? What if you just want water? You see, what the powers that be in this world do, and if you don't know who I'm referring to when I say the powers that be, it's the dark occult that owns your politicians, that owns the banks, that prints your money, that causes all the problems in the world, and then presents you the solution that they want so that you pick one of the two sides. And though whatever side is in power, whatever solution they offer you is not to benefit me and you, it's to benefit the people that's in power and to benefit the people that want to control you. These people are predators. These people prey on the innocent. These people, we are farm animals to the elite out here. And I'm telling you, if you don't wake up, you deserve what you have coming to you. You deserve to lose all your money that you worked for when the dollar collapses, your retirement fund or whatever that they might use for the outstanding $40 trillion of debt that we've racked up over these years. Grown-ass men need to stop crying about whatever their little petty issues are, wake the fuck up, and realize what's taking place around you. No one cares about your issues. But you know what? You probably care about the rising prices of housing and rent and groceries and insurance costs and everything else that they tax us half to death for. You probably care that you get income tax, don't you? Well, listen. People's heads need to get out of the sand, okay? They really, truly do. And grown women are still trying to impress their friends on social media. Look how great my life is. Look at my body. Look, I have a better body than her. Look, my life is better than her. Look, I have more followers than her. Look, I'm prettier than her. Oh my God, look at her Instagram profile. Oh my God, look at this party that I'm at. Look how cool I am. Look at all these friends that I have. I mean, these are grown adults acting this way. And it's really pathetic. It's really sad. And you know why I get angry about this stuff or why it riles me up is because this affects my life on a personal level, and it affects my life in my professional career. It affects my life in every way, shape, and form. Because people are just so disconnected from reality. There's so much cognitive dissonance going on that I don't see people snapping out of it. People have got grown really old, and they have no idea what truth is. They think they can vote their way out of stuff, or they think they can work around the system somehow. The dollar is coming to an end. It is not going to be the U.S. dollar that's the world currency anymore, or we're not going to be the richest country anymore. No country is going to be richer than anyone else. We're all going to own nothing and be happy, just like the World Economic Forum has told us. Just like Klaus Schwab, the former head of the World Economic Forum, kept saying. I mean, these people are telling you that we're not going to own anything and be happy. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, they keep talking about AI taking over most jobs. There's job cuts going on as we speak. AI is already taking jobs. I'm not saying AI is evil. I'm not saying the advancement in technology is bad. It can be used for good. But as I said many times, the people that control these and invest in this technology and that hire the developers in this technology and that put it out there are not trying to benefit humanity. They're trying to make humanity even dumber than we already are. They're trying to get us so reliant on it to a point that there's not going to be any left or right anymore. There's not going to be, well, this is my opinion or this is my thoughts. It's going to be, this is what is. And if you question it, the AI is going to pick that up on your social media platform, maybe through the cameras that are all listening to us, through your smartphone that's constantly listening to you, your laptop, your television, hell, even your refrigerator, your dishwasher, your friggin' microwave or toaster at this point. Everything is spying on you. Everything is catching your conversations. What do you think all these data centers are about? What do you think all these these data centers that are not even paying their electric bills, that are using taxpayer money, that are requiring all this water, right, to cool down the technology there. What do you think those are all about? It's digital footprints for you. It's your digital wallet, let's say, to where everything you do, you say, you post online, it's stored in these data centers. And because the government right now even, they could just pull up your social security number. Why do you think we have that? So the government can identify us. So you're literally just a number to the powers that be. You're literally just a number to the government. And it's amazing that no matter what side you're on politically, people believe in the system. They're sold on it. They think their team is better. They think the other side is evil. The conservatives think that the Democrats are the reason why the government is shut down right now. They think the Democrats are the New World Order. No, the New World Order isn't a political team. It's an occult. It's an occult of people who have hidden knowledge from the public. It's very simple. And people get too caught up in the left-right paradigm that they cannot see the forest for the trees. We are entering an age where it's probably, I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen, but from what I can see happening and what they talk about, right, Elon Musk and Bill Gates, more so Elon Musk, is that it's probably going to be some sort of social credit score system. No one's going to be making money the way that we are right now. No one's going to be above anyone besides the powers that be. They're going to be our overlords. But on the humanity level, if you're just an average everyday citizen, you're probably going to have some sort of social credit score system to where they're going to judge you and rate you based on how compliant you are in society. How much do you follow the rules? How much of a good little sheep you are. Go watch the episode of Nosedive in Black Mirror if you don't know what I'm referring to. That's telling you what the future is. If you don't comply, you go against social norms, you don't do what the government says, you question what the government says, you are going to have a bad social credit score. And if you have a bad social credit score, well, you probably won't be able to rent an apartment, buy a home. Actually, I shouldn't say buy a home because there's not going to be home ownership anymore in the future. You won't be able to rent an apartment. You won't be able to buy food or I shouldn't say buy. You won't be able to get food at the grocery store. You won't be able to have access to water. You won't be able to clean yourself. You won't be able to use the bathroom. You're going to be on the street somehow. Or even worse, end up in a prison cell somewhere. Maybe one of these Walmart supercenters, right? All these conspiracies about Walmart being the center for the New World Order, the distribution center, which it definitely is. But a lot of conspiracy theorists, quote unquote, excuse me. I am a little sick, guys, so excuse me if I cough here and there. A lot of conspiracy theorists, quote unquote, have speculated many times that these Walmart centers will be transitioned into jail cells because of there's been a ton of Walmart shutdowns throughout the years. That they're building prison cells, what it looks like. And it's probably going to be for the people that don't comply in the future New World Order, which basically we're already here, right? You see, the layout for the New World Order is here, okay? The layout, everything the New World Order wants already, the powers that be, it's basically here. They just need the right catastrophes. They need the people to accept the technology and think it's good and be sold on it. And this is a good example I can use about this is when I went to Rutgers, right? Go look at my Rutgers video from like late August or early September, whenever I did it. One of the main questions I asked the students there was, do you think AI is good for our future? Why or why not? And pretty much all of them said it was good. None of them said outright it was bad. They might have acknowledged, some of them, that there's a dark side to it. But for the most part, they're sold on it. And most of those kids were anywhere from age 18 to like 21 that I interviewed, which is about, 10 years younger than me. So you could see that generation coming up, the students right now, who are already using, obviously, ChatGPT to do their homework and AI to write assignments for them. And you could see it now with the younger people in the workforce that they're using AI to write resumes for them and all that. People are sold on it. And again, you can use these things for the good, but are the people controlling it using it for the betterment of humanity, or are they using it to devolve humanity? And it's definitely 100% the latter. So people are going to ask, well, what do we do about this? You have to stop complying. You gotta collect. We all have to collectively stop paying taxes. We all have to collectively go on strike for our jobs. We all have to collectively stop using the technology that they give us. Say no to the new technology they're gonna give us. I'm not saying don't use your phone or whatever, but we have to stop feeding the beast. Is what I'm trying to say. All we do, each and every single one of us, especially the younger generation, is feed the beast. And listen, your parents don't have an answer for you. The older generations have completely forsaken us. The older generations don't give a damn. They're looking to retire. They still think it's the 1980s or 1990s, and they still think what made them successful is going to make me and you successful, which is not correct. It's completely flawed. Even if the system was legit and things are just adapting and changing, it's still an ignorant mindset for them to have. They don't have an answer for you. Have a conversation with them about what I'm talking about, and they're going to say I'm an idiot, even though you can clearly see all you have to do is look around you. You don't need sources, okay? And again, I could show you sources of what I'm talking about, and you're still going to say it's not true because you just don't want it to be true. But that doesn't mean you're correct. So if I'm correct and you're wrong, that means you're the one that has to do further research. That means you're the one that has to change. That means you're the one who has to change up here and in spirit. Okay? Because I'm not the one who's ignorant here and not understanding what's taking place. I understand damn well what's going on. It's you people out there that because of your ignorance, I have to be bound to the system, right? I have to use fiat currency. And if you don't know that term, fiat currency, go look it up and go do some homework on the term and the history of the Federal Reserve. You see, the history of the Federal Reserve right there will show you who owns your politicians. It's so simple to understand. And even people who understand that, somehow, some way, still think a presidential candidate is going to save them. It blows me away how dumb people are. It really, truly does. How people much older than me are just, they can see the problems of our generation. They see it. It's not like they don't. But they'll say, you know what, you just got to work harder. You just got to get a second or a third job. You just got to go back to school and get more education, right? I mean, it's ridiculous, man. What's going on? This right here is your future. What you just saw there. The military, the police are probably going to be abolished soon, and it's probably going to be more so military guys. Hence them coming into the cities and stuff. Listen, the illegal immigration stuff, listen, I myself kind of fell for that a couple years back when it was happening. I admit it. That's the difference, though. I admit that I was wrong about being riled up over the immigration stuff because it's true. The Biden administration was opening up the borders, and same with all these other countries, right? And they were allowing so-called illegal immigrants in and giving them incentives to do so. Just for them to get betrayed, right? Because what happened when Trump came back in? Now you see ICE agents going around, separating families, sometimes arresting the wrong people, arresting American citizens, arresting people who are actually working and not criminals. You see, they showed you all this propaganda of, oh, look at these illegal immigrants causing chaos and, doing sexually inappropriate stuff to women. And not that some of that wasn't happening, but they completely exaggerated a couple of stories that might have happened. Some of it was probably even made up. Or kidnapping women with children and all these things. And again, not saying that it didn't happen, but it was exaggerated. They made some stories up to rile the red team up so that they'll be on board with ICE. They'll be on board with digital IDs, because what's going to happen with these digital IDs, more than likely, I mean, the UK is already doing it. Canada already tried to do it, right? Is they're trying to use that as an excuse for people more so on the red team to accept the digital ID. Because when it comes to even elections, right, they can use that as an excuse so that the Democrats don't cheat, so that the Republicans don't cheat. You need a digital ID. That way people can't steal votes, or that people don't come in this country illegally. You see, people are so easily fooled. It's so ridiculous to me how easily fooled people are. I mean, excuse me. It's frustrating, man. It's so frustrating that people my age, especially that are grown adults, like, they're so caught up in their petty little sad, whatever they're sad about. They're sad about a woman. They're sad that they don't have the courage to leave their house. They're sad about how they're not getting enough likes on their social media page, or they're so wrapped up in their image on social media and in front of other people that don't give a damn about you in the end of the day. That's what people got to understand. You might go out with some people and party, but that doesn't mean they're your friends. They're your drinking friends. Sober up. Don't drink. Don't host parties anymore. Let's see how many friends you really have. Why don't you go take some risk and do what I do? Go research stuff. Go put yourself out there about it. See who's really, truly on your side. Because you're going to find out your own family, people who you thought were your friends, your neighbors, are going to look at you a certain way and think you're crazy. So, I've gone on enough here. I try not to make my videos too long. Sorry about the coughing. Again, I'm a little bit sick right now. But I wanted to come up on here real quick because I haven't made a video in a while. I really want to put this stuff out there so people can kind of understand that, listen, this guy who got put in New York City and this lady who got voted or whatever, here in New Jersey, and people in my area, because I'm from New Jersey, in case you haven't really saw a poster back there. Might be a little hard to see. These people are part of a bigger agenda. It's people shouldn't even be focusing on them. People should stop voting, and again, just stop feeding the beast. Because that's all people do, is they feed the beast. And now we got this stuff with the SNAP right here, the SNAP benefits. The bigger picture is none of us should have to be on any government-assisted program. All of us should be able to have access to food, to water, to healthcare. People should want to work to make the world go round, not to make fiat currency, dollars, that's set to collapse at any given day now. Again, you got to look into the history of fiat currency to understand it and where it's going. Bitcoin is not the answer. No currency or money supply is going to be the answer to any of our problems. People need to have some morality. People need to stop looking at each other thinking they're better than one another, or that they're above one another, or that they have some sort of power over someone, or that they can be someone's overlord and have authority over them. People need to understand that each and every single one of us is a human being, and you should want to work to make the world go around and teach others and teach the youth. And be there to support one another. Because your presence in someone's life is worth more than the millions of dollars or whatever you have in your bank account, or your big mansion, or your fancy car, or your fancy little job. People really need to try and understand this and come together, but I don't see that happening. And I hate to be a negative Nancy, but I don't see that happening. People are too divided on all different levels. Politically, socially. Excuse me. We got the racist stuff that seems to be cool now on the internet, which I've spoken a lot about. How, like, this race war because of guys like Nick Fuentes, right? Charlie Kirk, Myron Gaines, Candace Owens, Jake Shields, right? All these people are igniting this, like, race war against white people versus black people. And then prejudice wars, Christian versus Jews versus Muslims. I mean, it's so ridiculous. You got to be a real mentally ill child to fall for that stuff. So, anyway, I think I said enough here. I've gone long enough. Let me know what you guys think. Please like, share, leave a comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.